this game, especially in
Yang ngelap lah orang yang nice dong phone nonton.
first game jitters, whatever it is. Hopefully they brush it off.
Yeah, I also think RNX Esports is going to be stepping it up right here, right? Both of us have got a similar take on that number 1 and number 3 spots. Just in the middle, you think the Bangladeshi squad is going to be stepping it up as well. I do believe there is a big opportunity for Ffmai Esports here to go out there and prove themselves. But there's going to be a lot of tryhards out there on this first game in itself, on the first day as a whole. But I think you and I both think Godlike has got a lot to prove out here. They are a squad who has been very consistent in picking up those big points. Once again, getting up to the top, unlocking the champion rush condition for themselves wasn't really the most difficult part, right? It was guaranteeing that booyah. So I'm expecting to see a little bit of an adjustment coming through from the squad here today as well, Neptune. Maybe on the first few games, very aggressive to get to the top. But after that, I do want to see Godlike slow things down and focus on guaranteeing the booyahs for themselves. Question is, can they do it?
Yeah, well, let's see though, because that on this play-ins right now, that's not really number 1 that you need to target, unless you want to show up strong. You want to put a target in your back as well. If you be the number 1 towards the main event, then a lot of teams might be ganging up on you. So if Godlike will be slowing it down, as long as they get enough points, then that's good enough. It only is when it really matters, champion rush condition, or if they practice in getting in the final circle. Even if they don't get the booyah yet, as long as they find that path, then they might be able to be the champion of this.
हर सीजन की शुरुआत होती है एक स्पार्क से। जुनून फ्री फायर सबसे ये ऑन रॉयल और क्लैश स्क्वाड एक्शन चलेगा 3 वीक्स तक। वीक मेन इवेंट, वीक 3 क्लैश स्क्वाड मेन इवेंट 5 दिसंबर से शुरू होंगे 3 क्लैश।
With a spark and a at the summit. Who will rise through fire? Across 2 weeks, teams will fight through play-ins, then enter the Battle Royale main event, where every point, every rotation, every final zone decision can change the course of history. Week
One match போலாமா? சரி.
1 begins with the South Asia play-ins, running from May 8th to May 10th. 18 teams enter. These teams come from across South Asia. 8 teams from India, 5 teams from Bangladesh, 2 teams from Nepal, 3 teams from Pakistan. A total of 18. Over 3 days of Battle Royale action, the 18 teams will be split into 3 groups, and through round robin, they will play every other team. But only the top 8 teams will advance to Week 2. And then comes Week 2, the stage where the pressure multiplies and the margin for error disappears.
escaping, but Hunter says no one would be escaping from this fight. Total Winners really living up to the name right now, but
Yeah.
let's see if they can finish off their opponents. On the other side, Clock Tower, we know Hot Drop is expected here because of the preferred preferred drop spot, but Extreme X is going a little too extreme.
Yeah, this is not a hot drop, this is a hot pot. Okay, we've got too many ingredients in here, and it's all cooking up. Extreme X managing to find 5 eliminations so early in the game. We talked about how extreme this Bangladeshi squad can get, and they are proving it out there. But as I speak of them, Tusin, Flicker, both down on the ground. The Super Sniper Flicker, I was expecting him to be on fire from the very get-go, but it looks like he just doesn't have the right weapon in his hands just yet. Sejan with a mini Uzi goes for the 180, does manage to get the drop as well, but unfortunate for him, will get sprayed down from Raptor up top of the AUG.
And that's one thing. He was waiting for the Battling Dash to cool down so that he can go for the push. Didn't expect the backstab to happen. And let's see RZX from Pakistan. They cleared up Clock Tower right now. And they didn't eliminate the entire squad. So there's still hope for the team. And from what I'm seeing right now, a drop is happening because of that save. But again, similar to what we've seen earlier in Total Winners, they will not be dropping in the same spot. But Nancy, well, there's no Nancy Drew right here. I think detective-wise, they know exactly that they're out of that fight.
Yeah, I mean, Godlike recovering Nancy instantaneously here. Marco has got enough coins just for that one revival, but as I say that, another player pulled right back in. Godlike back in here with a full squad. GG. Instinct did not have the instinct to turn around or drop the glue walls. Roof down on the ground. Tiger with the car 98 looking for Marco. Finds the first shot on point, but Lou will be able to backstab him with the Mac 10. Vending machines just not available for Marco to get to, and he will get spent out there. The Godlike esports players just under a lot of pressure from the get-go.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of pressure, well, I guess Nepal also felt a little bit of pressure from the get-go. Did get 3 elimination, but unfortunately first team to be eliminated. Our next might be the next one. But as we head over to 2XD from Bangladesh, they're going against Autobots. And let's see how they're going to switch it up, transform this battle into something that they can win. Because Indus, I think he was trying to go for the shot, but didn't make that flick. And it's Autobots right now who's bringing them down.
Yeah, Autobots 5 eliminations strong. Circle's closing in, so they got to hustle. They've got a vending machine right in front of them, so probably some upgrades before they continue on with this fight. Max Esports up against Flame. Taj on the spray down. Azoic will get caught out first with a VSK arm. Beautiful shot from afar. And look at Toki on standby already for the revival. Only had enough coins for that one revival. Russell gets taken down. But of course, that was the save there for Flame for sure off of that revival. The player's not going to be sticking around nor landing back at Mars Electric, and Max Esports about to overtake them and take control of this Mars Electric compound. But they have to be careful because another squad about to enter the fight. RZX just making their entrance at the very far end here. RZX Esports have to be careful though. The Pakistanis are going to go up against a 10 elimination strong Max Esports.
Yeah, definitely maximum effort, maximum result, and this is what Max is showing right now. Top eliminators of this lobby, and with that, I think they have a few more targets in play because of that hit list.
He's safe, bro.
But Eric, a little bit of a miss on those shots, but up close and personal, will block him in. There's a little no chance for him surviving. Itachi trying to fly away to move out from those shots, but they have something to that they have in mind right now. Max wants to go for the rush and not let anyone survive.
Absolutely, man. Eric now with the Drogon. Oh, and the first team to get, or the second team to get taken out. Unfortunate. RZX, the Pakistanis, 5 eliminations. This has been a hot lobby. If you look at this, man. We have got 10 squads in here, not full squads just yet. They have to bring their players back in through those vending machines. But so many points all throughout the leaderboard at the moment.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, I'm loving this. No one's being eliminated. That per player is already being brought in. Mad God going mad right now, and through that sliver of space that he had, didn't manage to get that shot with the Drogon. They're on their way to get their 8, but no one's behind. No one's around them right now in Plantation. As we take a look right now of where
Max
next
ஆமா
phase of
12
the
கிலோ
circle would be,
அப்புறம்
the
EXE என்ன
preparation is being done, especially for Revenant X Park as well as RNX. They have taken Clock Tower as well as around
Ravi bro ஈஸியா முடிக்க
side
சான்ஸ்
of
இருக்கு
Factory and B Masakti Strip.
ரொம்ப ரிஸ்க்
And
தான்
let's
அவரு
see if that's where everyone will be forced into a next phase of the circle. It is, but a huge shift for the rest of the squad.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is not going to be a big problem at this point of time. All thanks to the team boosters.
பாடல்
You're going to be able to
ரொம்ப சான்ஸ் கம்மி தான்
get
bro
that extra speed
மலைவா
outside.
இருக்கிறதுக்கு ஏன்னா பக்கத்துல
the blue zone.
டேம்லயோ டீம் இருக்குல்ல டீம்
Obviously,
டவ் மாட்டினா
the
தான்
EP
முடிச்சு
conversion is going to
நின்னு
help
ஆடணும்
you stay up on your feet for a little bit. Yogi's rich. He should be able to buy back the full godlike squad in a little bit. And nobody else seems to be at Riverside at this point of time. But he needs to be careful, though. As the final survivor, he doesn't have too many glue walls on him. If he gets caught out in the open, it could just be the end. A very early one for godlike.
Yeah, I do agree. Let's see, though. GG Instinct right now instinctively fires back after being hit with that cryo mine, but they're going for the exit. I don't think that's a smart move, especially for the team. But Carnage just finished off a Tiger and Flame right now with 2 elimination. They're losing their HP. I don't think they've triggered that team boost just yet, and they might be losing on this fight without anything that they can do about their opponents. But to get
Our
the
push பண்றாரு
heal each other up, but here comes a vehicle from the other side. GG Instinct right now rushes in, and there goes a takedown. Only Toki remains.
Oh my God.
GG!
பண்ணிட்டாங்க
My goodness me, GG Instinct with the not drive-by,
லாங்ல டவுன்
pulling
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணி
up,
முடிச்சிட்டாங்க
dropping those
Oh,
shots,
no.
instantaneous valiant dash to put the boys in a little bit of a pickle.
Maybe some
there,
kill
and
அடிக்குறாங்க
Team
bro
Flame burned
EX ஓட ஃபைட் போயிட்டு
in
இருக்கு
the
நல்லா
10th
ஃபைட்
spot. Just like that, 3 teams out of the equation already. RNX from India, 3 eliminations strong. Now looking to set this up against Max Esports. They have to be careful here. This compound is just the 2 squads, but a lot of noise could just drag in another. Arman tagged up already. Max Esports trying to back away from the situation. And it's a 3-way battle by the looks of things as RNX Esports is stuck within the compound itself. Unfortunately, they don't have the numbers on them, Neptune.
Yeah, well, hopefully they will be a little bit strategic right now. RNX split up Arman in the middle. Shoko, though, does have a Winchester. Might be able to not only provide that cover, but also information. But Max is in a standstill. I think they felt the presence of the opponent. UAV has been released as well, so they're a little bit cautious. Max Esports, despite of the energy that they have, Hawker, we didn't see that bounce happen, but through the rim of that
மிஸ்டேக் பண்றாங்க
door,
மூவ்
he
பண்ணாங்கன்னா
managed to
பெருசு
get
தான்
that
வீட்ல
nade
இருக்கதா
in.
பெட்டர்
I mean, 12 eliminations strong already for Max Esports.
ஆமா
And they're definitely looking for more.
கோபு
Red
அடிச்சாங்க
X Spark, give that to them. Gopu up has got
down
the Winchester in hand. What level? We'll have to check it out in a little bit. Arsh with the Groza, unfortunately,
இப்ப
just
வின்சன் ஒன் டவுன் எடுத்தாலும்
cannot
மேட்ச்
find the
ஈஸி
angles onto these players just yet. Maxi Sports camping at the vending machine, trying to probably outplay Revenant X Spark. And if they don't get the opportunity to do that, those revivals are going to come in very
ஆமா அவங்க டவுன்
easy.
அடிச்சிட்டாங்க
The AWM shot will put one player down on the ground, but easy pickup, barricading those windows with those glue walls instantaneously. Maxi Esports on the recovery.
டென்ஷன் ஜாலியா
See, recovery.
ஆமா.
is being
ஈஸி
done
டேமேஜ்
right
அது
now.
போகும் புஷ் பண்ணிட்டாங்க ப்ரோ அஷ்டம்
Down as well. In this
அவ்வளவுதான்.
phase of the circle, 30 seconds before the shift does happen.
இப்ப ஸ்னைப்பரால இப்ப அவ்வளவு கவர் வைக்க முடியாது
Now, total winners. Platoon has been taken out, but Max is now knocking the doors.
இல்ல இப்ப
of
ஸ்னைப்பர்
Revenant
வியூ
X
கூப்போ
Spark. They did win out.
நல்லா
of
இருக்கிறாங்க
the
ஆமா
compound, but
வின்சன்
still
அங்க
off
கரெக்டான
the
பொசிஷன் இல்ல
base,
இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் பேக் பண்ணா நல்லா வியூ எடுக்கலாம்
ground. But with all the compounds available in Bimasakti Strip, there's plenty of opportunity for them to win that fight. Ice grenade elimination being brought in by Hunter from the other side. And
Oh, wow.
still, at this phase of the circle with the
Ah,
valiant
ah,
dash
Chrono.
finishing that shot because
Down
of
எடுத்துறாங்கன்னா
the
நான் அடிச்சேன்.
Turner is still
Oh my God.
alive.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
revive with a god nade out of nowhere. Arch
Easy,
with a
easy.
mistake with the Valiant Dash and the M590, but the follow-up with the god nade was just sweet. And
Aaron
Maxi
speed பண்ணிட்டாங்க bro.
Sports have to depend on that vending machine. Triple revival. What a play by Revenant X Spark. I expected them to be aggressive to overtake
ஸ்னைப்பர் கொடுக்க வந்தா
Maxi Sports.
இதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன இது பண்ண
But the
முடியாது
Oh, wow.
Ice grenade elimination. being brought in by Hunter from the
அண்ணா ஸ்னைப்பர் அங்க ஆங்கிள் கால கரெக்டா ரொட்டேட் பண்ணாரு.
and
Oh, wow.
still at this face of the circle with the valiant dash missing that shot.
அங்க இருந்து ஓபனுக்கு சான்ஸ் எடுத்துட்டாரு. இங்க அடிச்சு டவுன் கொடுக்காம இருக்கிறது ஈஸியா போச்சு டீமுக்கு. இப்ப டவுன் கொடுத்திருந்தாங்க ஈஸியா.
And Turner is still alive.
Oh, but Divine with the God nade
இங்க
out of
ஸ்னைப்பர் உடனே
nowhere.
ஹிட் பண்ணிட்டாரு.
Arch with a mistake with the Valiant Dash and the M590, but the follow-up with the God nade was just...
Sports dipping their fingers into that battle, denying godlike esports of revival. And we are down to 17.
Man, Godlike off to a slow start here. Just getting into encounter after encounter. They just could not overwhelm their opponents. In fact, they were the ones constantly overwhelmed, forced to play those revivals, just could not find the recovery off of their loots. And finally put down by two squads. GG Instinct as well.
ABZ -டா.
Shot of the max.
இவனுங்க ஏர் is இல்ல?
Now ABZ. Autobots circling on in, looking
Yappo.
for a couple of extra points here, and it looks like they're gonna find that Valiant Dash straight on through, and Man God finds one with the Trogon. Kunal with the M79 will put an end to the total winner squad as well.
Oh, the boss really going mad right now. Really loving
yeah.
the performance coming
அதான்
from
ஈஸியா படிச்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க. 17 கில்
team that would
ஒரு பயமே
be
இல்ல.
putting in a
ஃபிட்னஸ் போட்டு எடுத்துட்டு இருக்காங்க அப்படிவானுங்க.
Point எடுத்துறானுங்க.
to hard finish. Hopefully they finish with the booyah. Might be taking this away. Very close to 20 points. If they get the booyah, that's
Godlike முடிச்சு விட்டானுங்களா?
point
ஐயோ.
32
Yeah, man.
already.
காலைக்கு வந்து ஸ்டார்டிங்ல ஒரு ஸ்லோவா தான் பண்ணாங்க.
2XD would be the next target. On the other hand, M249
Easy.
cycle is down.
Yeah, Johan. I mean, he can spray, doesn't need to pray, doesn't really need
Oh
a
my,
lot
down
of
it.
bullets as he's on that X, but
இது நார்மல் லாபி ஆடுற மாதிரி ஆட்டு இருக்கான் அவன்.
and I'm gonna call it right here, right now. The cutoff
35
for
rupees
qualifier
Lavi, bro.
is gonna be 160 points, man, and it looks like ABZ's already on a good
அவ்வளவுதான்
run
முடிச்சிட்டாங்க.
towards that
2xd வைப்.
VSK in the hands of Fahim, but he could not get
RNX
behind
வைப்பாங்க.
cover. Car ablaze, shot out of his
Indian
vehicle.
team இருக்குல்ல, அது
The
வந்து
squad
GG
eliminated
இருக்குல்ல.
in the 5th spot. GG Instinct needs to find that vending machine that Reverend X Spark is camping on, or else surviving this final zone
Accident
is
எல்லாம்
definitely a
விட்டாங்க.
big problem
அவ்வளவுதான்
for them.
முடிஞ்சு.
20 கில் போட்டு வச்சிருக்காங்களே.
Need to go in for that revive to equalize the numbers right here. But as we look, M79 into Max, I think they were safe just a little bit of a heal gun as well. But
நேடு கனெக்ட் ஆச்சுனா நல்லா இருக்கும். ஒரு நேடு கனெக்ட் ஆச்சுனா
வேஸ்ட் பண்றான் அவன்.
Fortunately, he's already lost all the nades. Nothing would be happening in there.
இல்ல போறது கரெக்ட்டா தான் போறான். இல்ல அந்த தண்ணி ஒண்ணு.
And my God,
அதான் டவுன். அவ்வளவுதான் விட்டாங்க. பொசிஷன் விட்டாங்க. இங்க மேல GG இன்ஸ்டிங்க்ட் சரியான ஹிட். அனதர் டவுன்.
அடுத்த வரான் பாரு. RNDX தான் சான்ஸ் அதிகமா இருக்கு.
Exactly who they are. They used to be known as Arise Esports.
ஈஸி வே ப்ரோ.
Managed to really
ஓ மேக்ஸ் இது நல்லா ஆடுவாங்க ப்ரோ. அவன் மேக்ஸ் பாயிண்ட் தோணுது எனக்கு.
But now here's Autobots. They are showing you
யூட் கிடையாது. அவன் இப்பதான் ரெக்கவர் பண்ண டீம். அதெல்லாம் மேல இருந்து ஏபி இருக்கு. ஒண்ணும் பண்ண முடியாது அவங்களால. ஸ்னைப்பர் மட்டும் இந்த ஸ்னைப்பர்
down on the ground, leaving things down to Venom. Venom with the pickup. This is not going to be impossible here. Beautiful play with those glue walls. And now two final players on the side of Autobots. They have to sit this battle out. Max Esports up against Reverend X. And Autobots have to play their interference. What they're going to have to do is Reverend X Spark with the launch pad right up to the top. Putting up against them. But M79, Kunal won't out of the equation. HP. And now Reverend X Spark thinking twice on whether or not they won this battle up against Autobots.
கீழ RND.
It's just been phenomenal.
பாத்தீங்களா
With the area of effect, it was a little bit too high, but did manage to
Max
go
இப்ப அடுத்த
for
காரணம் கில் எடுக்குவாங்க. வாய்ப்பு இருக்கு. நல்லா கில் தீட்டி போடுவாங்க.
Is this enough? Glue wall 35 to save them from Max. A full squad that is a little bit deadly, but the shift's about to happen. And those who are above, Autobots Esports might be left out once that jump happened.
Oh man, this was a great counter by Autobots. Thanks to Kunal and the M79.
குணால்ட்ட நேடு இருக்காது.
Moment. Revenant X Spark just did not expect that.
ஒரு
Expecting to
M7
go
ஒரு
in
நேடு
there to
டீம்
eliminate
மாத்திடுவோம்
two
டவுன்
players. Instead, they lost two
ஓ
players
ஃபினிஷ்
on their
பண்ணிட்டாங்க
side.
ப்ரோ
And Venom, once again, stinging,
Open.
and this poison has got no remedy whatsoever. Kunal with a Winchester level 3 in hand, looking for those players. Gets a double
another-
connection, and Kunal still on fire. Venom down on the
கீழ
ground.
அடிக்கிறாங்க.
Kunal with the pickup, and that allows Maxi
Yeah.
Sports to find a little bit of a recovery on the opposite end.
I'm really loving
Alright.
Autobot's performance right now, but
Uh-huh.
unfortunately, they got
Quarantine.
eliminated.
Double
The
scaler
final two
ஐயா.
teams is Max against
போய்
Revenant
இது
X Spark.
பண்ணிடலாங்க.
2v3
Quarantine
situation.
போயாதான்.
Revenant X Spark on higher ground. I'm 44. Well, he needs to get close if he want to make that
Vincent, no,
win.
don't stop
But I
me.
think they're keeping distance of the weapon that they have right now.
don't
Winchester
nice.
and
Don't
AWM,
nice.
but
Don't nice.
Alpha
Don't
Mighty going in for the shot. Almost
Nice play தூக்கிட்டாங்க.
down.
அவ்வளவுதான் ஈஸி போய்
Coming from
That's-
Vincent, and
Oh
it's
my god, 2v3.
Ah.
and the clutch from Revenant X Spark for the booyah.
சிரிக்கிறான்
Yeah, it's the meta of the sniper for sure, and Winston knows that absolutely well.
இவன் ஜட்டியா தேடி காமிக்கிறான்
AWM coming in clutch, harsh with the distraction. Winston
கண்ணாடி தொலைக்கிறது
ரொட்டேஷன் தேவையில்லாத ரொட்டேஷன் அது மேல போகாம இருந்தா கீழே இங்க ஈஸியா பொசிஷன் பிடிச்சு எடுத்துக்கலாம்
அப்பி
இன்னும்
நிறைய அடிச்சிருக்கானு
பட் ஸ்டில் போய் தான் அது இல்லாம ஏஆர்செட் மேல இருந்து ஏபி செட் ப்ரெஷர் அப்ப நல்லா ப்ரெஷர் பண்ணிட்டாங்க இவங்கள்ட்ட லூட் ஏதாச்சு
possible here. Beautiful play with those glue. Walls, and now two final players on the side of Autobots. They have to sit this battle out. Max Esports up against Revenant X Spark, and Autobots have to play their interference lane, but they're gonna have to take this fight. It's Revenant X Spark with the launch pad right up
ரெண்டு போட்டு
to the top, putting a full 2v4 up against them. But M79, Kunal will get Goku up out of the equation. Arsh really low on that HP, and now Revenant X Spark thinking twice on whether or not they won this battle up against Autobots.
Autobots right now, I think how they work with those nades and M79 is just phenomenal. Kunal in there with an area of effect. It was a little bit too high, but did manage to go for the finisher. Arsh going for the pickup right now, but is this enough? Glue wall fortified to save them from a Max. A full squad that is a little bit deadly, but the shift's about to happen, and those who are above
bombed out this time around, and I say bombed out looking at the
Overall
fact that they can
standings.
actually, they are a team very
Where is
capable of
godlike?
putting big points here for themselves, right? No
Godlike
chump
also.
squad, no junior team for
Renee
sure,
Rendical.
but this just wasn't their
Autobots
game. They just
32
kept
win.
getting pressured time after time after time in this Bermuda map, and they just couldn't find that proper recovery.
Kill
for
domination
themselves.
number
The
Autobots.
MVP, the one and only
not kill.
Divine from Revenant X Spark, rocking the cross. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Divine, if he needed to, could have saved the squad, but of course he wasn't alive in that final moment, and he didn't even need to, because the sniper on the side of his team was doing more than enough. Had the chrono, rocking the Alvaro with the splits off of that beastin as well, making him one of the most dangerous grenadiers out there on the battlefield. We talked about the coin meta. He walks in with that Susie as well and has the Moko for the markers. Rocking the Car 98. This guy is a all-rounder flex, a bomber who also hits hard from afar.
Yeah, a bomber, a sniper, and if in case needed, he would be the reviver of the team. X Divine really gives in a little bit of divine intervention in that battle, in that fight with that MVP title. And well, let's take a look on the rest of the squad right now, what they brought in battle. Oh, let's see, two teams in there already. Flame as well as total winners. But that's just a name. It doesn't show the result just yet. And that is where they want to show up as a total winner in
Third
this
party.
fight. But hopefully they go in for that tactic, as you mentioned as well. Lead
Starting
So, எத்தனை டீம் இல்ல 3 டீம் கிட்ட உள்ளயா கிளாக் டவர்ல RNX அங்க ஒரு டீம் ஃபேக்டரியில ஒரு டீம்
they want to show up.
இத வேணா மட்டும் பாரு இங்க இருக்காங்க
As a total winner in this fight. But hopefully they go in for that tactic, as you mentioned as well. Leave one behind for revival just in case they make that loss.
Absolutely, man. And Flame about to throw a little bit of fire here towards total winner. Sprints out in the open, but he's got a max 7 recently boosted up against a mini Uzi. He definitely has an advantage, but up against a number of players, this is a big disadvantage here for Prince, and he gets sprayed down. Those triple mini Uzi is getting him out of the equation. Prince, the trade back is strong here from the total winners. The Zoic's not gonna get picked up. That instant revival will keep Flame still in the run here as the player on the side of Team Flame, Toki, gets picked right back up.
High ground. Arsh, I don't think he is that proficient in long range, but it's a good thing that there's still a combination that would give them that hope. But as we take a look at his teams that really took it hard in the early part of this game, you can see them being forced into circle as well as a few teams being eliminated. That gives you a preview of what needs to be done if in case you're back in Bermuda next game.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Godlike from the start to end, man. This was just a streak of bad luck for Godlike on this very first game, because everywhere they decided to rotate to had a couple of players and they were pressured.
அதெல்லாம் ஒரு நல்ல ஃபைட் எடுத்தாங்க மேக்ஸோட
that really took it hard in the early part of this game. You can see them being forced into really combination that would pressure will be done up close, but because they have the high ground, they're still. I don't think he is that proficient in long range, but it's a good thing that there's still a combination that would give them that hope. But as we take a look at his teams that really took it hard in the early part of this game, you can see them being forced into circle as well as a few teams being eliminated. That gives you a preview of what needs to be done if in case you're back in Bermuda next game.
I'm just looking at Godlike from the start to end, man. This was just a streak of bad luck for Godlike on this very first game, because everywhere they decided to rotate to had a couple of players and they were pressured, especially off of those revivals. They could barely recover after that very first engagement, and of course they went down very early on in the third circle itself. Their run came to an end. They only had the initial 2 eliminations after their hot drop, but after that you just couldn't see much out of Godlike because of how much of, I would have to say, bad luck they encountered in this Bermuda map. No, it's just unfortunate, right? Because you look to rotate around, you look to recover your gameplay, but everywhere you go, the place is crowded and you drop spots, and then you're strategizing where you want to go, you might get caught off guard as well, because the preferred
This team black
drop spots were, I mean, given to us by the squads themselves, right? So I don't know if or not this is going to be staying true to exactly where
there's a little change or a lot of change that will be happening based on the performance that we've seen in Bermuda right now. One of us really has my heart, And
Oh, yeah.
with
Central
that,
move
they get
பண்ணாலுமே
in position in
ஜிஜிக்கு
survival
அட்வான்டேஜ்
mode,
இருக்கு
which is
பாப்போம் நம்ம
unfair.
பண்றாங்க.
So I'm really loving that they did manage to survive. So I have them on my list. Godlike will still be in there. I
டிஜியும்
really
அப்படிதான்.
want to see
டிஜி
what's going to happen though for the other teams who
Godlike.
will or who didn't make it to the top of the leaderboard after that Bermuda map.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they only have
God எங்க வந்தீங்க?
your heart, because Autobots ripped away 24 hearts in that initial
Oh.
game at Bermuda. 24 eliminations strong. Man, they
So,
were on a
yeah.
fantastic run. And if you want to count yourself lucky, you definitely want to be avoiding Autobots at Lumbermill as
2v4
much as
more.
possible. If
Okay,
they don't figure this out
RSTF
and drop somewhere else and punish you, because this squad is deadly. I mean, they're sharp on the CQCs, the
You know, you
M590s
guys
are
are
very
talking
clean
about
off of the Autobots players. They're very clean on the long range fights as well. Very smart with the M79 plays, as well as, I mean, this is how you know if a squad is really good. When they do not waste their grenades, when
11
they
bases,
only pull
11
it up
destroyed.
at the very crucial moments
Even
where they
from
desperately
playing,
need it. And that's
it
exactly
was
what
6
stopped
and
Revenant X
0.
Spark from initially
The
absolutely
media will
wiping
never
them out
show you.
on that roof. But obviously, it wasn't enough in terms of
பைத்தியம்
duration, because of how
பைத்தியம்
Max kind of held
but
that
the
final
front
circle
one
far
can
away,
change the
playing that
landing
pressure off of that sniper.
spot.
Autobots could not get the booyah. But I don't think they're too fussed about it, because when you're picking up numbers,
குக்கர் ஆளு ஸ்னைப்பர் நல்லா பயங்கரமா இருக்கும் பிளேயிங். புதுவே போல நானும் பழைய இடம்லாம் பார்த்துருவேன் பார்க்கல. ஐ ஐ ஐ ஐரிஷ் ஐ
ஸ்பீட்
இதா பாரு.
நல்லா சர்ச் பண்றான். அக்யூரசி
அவனுங்க தத்தி மூட்டையா இருக்கானு இருக்கா. பிஆர்ல பிஆர்ல ஐரிஷ் வச்சு ஸ்னைப்பர் வச்சு அடிக்கிறான் தெரியுமா? சுத்தி வால்லாம் நான் போடல. ஸ்ட்ரைட்டா ஃப்ரண்ட்ல ஒரே ஒரு வால் படி எனிமையை பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கேன். ஓப்பன்ல நிக்கிறேன். திடீர்னு ஐரிஷ் போட்டு கடகடன்னு அழுத்த ஆரம்பிச்சான். M60 எடுத்துட்டு வெறுத்துட்டேன்.
ஆமா. லைக் ஆட்டோபாட்ஸ் அங்க
ஆட்டோ போட்
spots in a little bit, Neptune. I'm expecting a great encounter at Crossroads.
Nepala.
I do believe, because, you know, based on some of their past matches, they do prefer taking this drop spot. And that might be one of our initial hot drop spot that we have to look at, right? Because if you look at the grand scheme of things, Dante Nepal esports, they did not pull away many points off of that game at all. They were off to a fantastic start. They got eliminations, and then they got eliminations points at all, which definitely would have stung for the Nepali squad. We know how aggressive they can get out there on the battlefield, but that game just did not really do them justice in terms of how well they can play.
Yeah, definitely agreeing that. Hopefully they can change that. I know if they can true to the preferred drop spot, then early engagement might happen. RZX though has a little bit of elimination compared to number one, so it's more of gearing towards the Pakistani team.
பேசிட்டு இருங்க கைஸ் எல்லாம் டிஸ்ல கொஞ்சம் மியூட்ல போட்டு உட்கார்ந்துருங்க. நான் சங்க்ஸ்
Away from that engagement, because
No,
I
பேசி
think
நாங்க
they were eliminated a little bit early as well, so they will be distancing themselves if they want to survive to that final circle. But
Yeah.
it's all hopes for us. It's up to the teams right here to pull it off.
Yeah, but I can say I'm definitely very excited because South Asia is showing
Match
us that they are bringing the fire and
Match நடத்துறாங்களா இல்ல நல்லா பேசுறானுங்க கமெண்ட்ரி
rise
பாத்தீங்கன்னா
to fire, right? 99 eliminations on that Bermuda map. I mean, they definitely were looking for those big numbers.
Audience
And
cover
the
பண்ணி
majority of those numbers obviously were scaled towards the top of the leaderboard, but there were numbers being picked down from the bottom as well. And these are no chump squads. Everybody's fighting for their lives. OB53, you definitely see a
bro ஒரு அப்படியே அந்த மாதிரி
லைவ்ல பொலிட்டிக்கல் டாக்ஸ்லாம் இருக்கானே
பொலிட்டிக்கல்
இல்லையா 118 120 மாறிட்டேன்னு சொன்னேன்
120
ஆமா 120 இங்க வந்துட்டு
எப்படா யார்
ஆளுநரும் ஓகேன்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க
ஆ
அவ்வளவுதான் அப்ப நாளைக்கு மட்டும்தான் 128 ஆமா ஆமா
அவ்வளவுதான்
120
பாட்டை
ஆயிடுச்சியா
போடுங்க யார் லாஸ்ட் வந்தது யாரு
ஐயோ இந்த பாட்டை வேற நிறைய பேரு அந்த பாட்லயும் போட்டுக்கிட்டு ஸ்டோரியிலயும் போட்டுக்கிட்டு
ஐ கம்முனே இரு. எலெக்ஷன் கமிஷன் ஆஃப் இந்தியா
very big nerve wrong for Mr. Vincent.
ஊரே
Off to up in the
Takers. Golf course right now being occupied by two teams. Bellis is split up the GG Instinct, who's trying to go into golf course and opposing the Booyah Takers from the previous map. I don't know if that is smart, but still, there's a savior. The Booyah. Takers from the previous map. I don't know if that is smart, but still, there's a savior for them on Mount Villa. For GG Instinct, but Psycho does have both M10 to 14 as well as AK-47, so I don't think Mad God would be smart to go in for a rush, but he doesn't know that.
மாஃபியாக்கும்
Right,
யாரு
doesn't really have much weapons for him. Mad God's gonna be depending on this mini Uzi here. He's got the Valiant Dash. Did not
Pagadi
lose it. They take each other
Pagadi.
out at the very same time. Very rare situation, but at least he's got a little bit of backup here. Psycho, on the other hand, is lonely. He'll just have to wait for a revival.
நம்ம ப்ரோ
பகாடி இதுதான்
I don't know. I mean, he had the opportunity.
Well,
He heard the footsteps. He could have a turn and shoot a little bit to a better weapon.
ப்ரோ இந்தாட்ட போய் TW ப்ரோ
Fight, but and he got the shot right here. Even in the previous match,
ஆமா
they
அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம்
could be caught off guard. So I do agree that they are different monsters. Johan, though,
கூட இருக்கணும் நம்ம கூட இருக்கணும் பக்காவா ரெஸ்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க
whatever part of this map, but hopefully the rest of the squad will be able to group, or what their plan right now is just spread out and then regroup towards the second phase of the circle.
Oh, Fahim.
இந்த
Autobots surrounding him. One player on that second floor already.
And
the Riptide Rhythm ripping his defenses apart. And Fahim, although he had the time turner on himself, just could not save himself from that annihilation. Smart play by Autobots as they regroup at Lumber Mill.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Going into the second phase of the circle, that's where they regroup, and they just found stragglers overall. And it's quite surprising. They didn't find a full squad, and they could have been taken down early. Psycho, though, not in a good spot, being taken down again, this time by total winners. As we head into a different part of the map, Extreme X bringing a little bit of pressure onto Godlike Esports, but high ground's being taken by Godlike.
இந்த ஃபைட் ஏகி தான் ப்ரோ எடுக்கும் அந்த ஃபைட்ல.
I think they would bring a little bit of
Right.
temper to this
இது யாருடா
team.
இது?
Whereas
TGR. இது யாரு இது? புதுசா இருக்காங்க இவன்.
fight on them, Supreme will be tagged up.
ஒருத்தனை பார்த்தோன்னே ஓடுறானுங்க.
And TGR
ஐயப்பால அவங்களா.
brings Brew God in just as the recovery for Supreme.
Dundee Nepal Esports once again on the back foot here at Purgatory. It is a slow start, as slow as it was on Bermuda, now left with 2 survivors. Looking for those coins and the revivals. Godlike, though, will have to dream with Extreme X as they book an appointment with them. Glue wall. Nobita, can you protect yourself? Yes, he can. Those split blitz will not touch them. And a Riptide Rhythm from the back. What is this backstab and who is it? Extreme X being shut down.
Team stack out.
Gets a double. And here comes Marco. And Extreme X going to be sent back to the lobby. If they lose yet another player on their side, a phenomenal play from the side.
I don't know. I'm a little curious where that Riptide Rhythm came from. It's not from Flicker because he does have that Iris, and it's coming from a different squad. And that was a failure of that approach. Let's see if Flicker will be able to survive. Doesn't have enough coins to work with, but there's a few that's bad, and he might be able to get into the next vending machine in a few seconds. There's plenty of space to work with, plenty of time, but I think some teams let's head over a different side of the map for another engagement unfolding.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it could have been
TGR. What is this performance?
No idea where that came from, but only 3 players were spotted on the side of Godlike, so one could have gone in for a little bit of a backstab off of the jump pad. Smart play here by Psycho with a Mag 7 straight to Supreme. Don't cry, taken out of the equation here for Team 2XD.
இருக்கும் bro.
Looking for the recovery. Team 2XD as well. Didn't really do too well on that Bermuda map, but decent enough. Psycho 2v1 Blue Hero still wins out that gunfight up against him. But Fahim has straight through. But they had the numbers to defend. Unfortunate for Blue Hero. He didn't have the backup,
And as one thing, I mean, if he angled that Valiant Dash a little bit to the right, he might
EXC
push out and prevented that revive as well. It reduces the HP and put that firepower of the cord on his opponent. But I do agree, the numbers is not favoring them from that moment. So let's see how they recover later on. As TG Instinct right now dealing with Reverend X Spark and Vincent surviving. But here comes on the other side Power with an M60 power on him.
Not looking good at all. Vincent taken out of the equation already. Ar's gonna get caught out by 2 players, but what a nade out of nowhere! Arsh with the M79, drop in Swaroop. GG Instinct, though, recovering this play instantaneously. Revenant X Spark, a little bit too far away now for them to hunt down GG Instinct with a great approach earlier on. Extreme X, on the other hand, almost dropping Flicker with those shots. Shoko is going to go in. His 1 horsepower.
1 horsepower indeed. Let's see. I don't think so. Bro, imagine we're going to put that boost, that nitrous on a horse. Either way. I mean, it's a good idea, but I don't think that would be something that would be nice for work. But our Flicker uses that blue wall, but on the other side, here comes a backup, and Hassan with a Thompson. I don't think Flicker can survive, but he still is recovering in spite of the numbers against him. But it's Arman who finished him off.
Yes, smart play by RNX. He's just stacking those players. Unfortunately, Fleck just could not keep them away. Tried to FGL the glue wall and keep them away from the glue, but they were like, yeah, we don't mind losing a little bit of
Spin
HP.
வேற
We
விட்டுறாங்க
just
பிரியா.
want this elimination point for ourselves. Godlike Esports on fire right now. A lot of eliminations. We didn't see a
சவுண்ட்
lot
கம்மியா
of
இருக்கு ப்ரோ
them on
ஆனா
camera
ஈஸியா
though.
எனிமே கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியாது.
Yeah, I mean they are elimination leader right now, and we've seen a few of those
ஆமா
engagements. So
குதிரை சவுண்ட் கம்மியா இருக்கு அதனால வெஹிக்கிள் சவுண்ட் லெஸ்ஸா இருக்கு. ஒரு 50 மீட்டருக்கு மேல
குதிரை சவுண்ட் அதிகமா இருக்கு ப்ரோ.
You know for a fact Max is that aggressive
அப்பலாம்
team, not a full
இதெல்லாம் கிடையாது.
squad,
நல்ல டேமேஜ் வரும் நமக்கு.
want to deal with as well.
ஏமா மிஷா வச்சா படாது ப்ரோ குதிரை மேல.
Their team
படாதா?
is not looking good for the team right now, but numbers is still stacking, so they're still
நீங்க அப்படியே
from the rest.
Oh,
ப்ரோ
beautiful.
ப்ரோ இவன் ஏன் அடி வாங்குறான்ல?
Right back up here, but GG think Valiant dashes through.
அடிடா.
And beautiful time turner survival here, but Prince did not see that one coming as Swaroop showed up from the back. Sammy just trying to stay alive. Max 7 in his hands, but just no HP to sustain the battle against two players who were just absolutely dominant in that battle. But here comes Max Esports up out to Mount Villa. They won the vending machine. They want to book a battle up against these
நம்ம
boys.
ஸ்னைப்பர் உள்ளே வரலையே.
Let's see if they can book the battle. A little bit slow down right now. Max slowly moving in against GG Instinct. This might be a bait. This
I'm
might be
right,
them putting Max in the open for Tiger shoot from, but no! From afar,
Swaroop?
M44. 44. Swaroop tries to move away. I don't think he was seen, and now he'll be able to go in near the vending machine, but not enough coins for him.
Yeah, man, Swaroop close enough, like you said, to the vending machine. But absolutely, bro.
What, brother?
Pulls out the binoculars, scans out the vending machine. But no use though, because he needs to go out hunting for this coin machine space.
கோட்டா ரொட்டேஷன் போவாங்க ப்ரோ.
I mean, sorry to cut you off. Swaroop was not the one with the binocular. I guess that was the plan why he didn't drop directly on the vending machine. He has a directly on him, so it's the opponent's right to get that location. That was just a smart move coming from him to survive.
The guy's just hunting for extra points, Johan.
ஜோகனை தோத்துறாங்க.
Backing away here, Eric not finding the connection with the M24. But Autobots Kunal in a little bit of danger here. Max Esports focusing to shut down Autobots. Distracted by the one player, but they know this one could just be a guaranteed point. But a smart rotation from Johan. And that's going to keep him away from the crosshairs of Eric for the time being. The connection onto Kunal is going to be pushing him away. And now they're cutting towards that right-hand side. Eric has to be
lower
really
range
careful
easy
here, though. As he finds the boys,
bro.
he might find himself in a little bit of pickle as well if Venom turns
மிஸ் பண்ணான் ப்ரோ
around.
எரிக் இந்த
He does not, and
மூணு
Eric
ஷாட்
missing
மிஸ்
3
பண்ணான்.
shots in a row doesn't help his case. Does have the M24 that's just been
எரிக்
beaten
4
up
ஷாட்
by
மிஸ்
the
சொல்ற
hammer.
ஸ்னைப்பர்ல.
And they get one player on their side knocked down, and Max Esports might want to rethink this strategy.
Let's see though, they might be able to go in and pull away from this engagement. Autobots
நீங்க எரிக்
next
பாத்தீங்களா?
faces circle for elimination. Doesn't look like the maximum effort that we've seen earlier.
அதான் 20 கேம் செட்மெண்ட்
Switch onto the
ஏன் ப்ரோ எலிமினேட் ஆறேன்.
from that Bermuda map. Divine almost being taken down. We're quick
Goku, what
recovery.
he நறுக்குறானே.
Pull up right now for the finisher with an M590 as well as using that heal UAV not to be damaged that much. Quick revival.
Yeah.
on
IQ 99 Pro டே பழகு
Carnage,
கொடுக்கணும்.
and they can
IQ
continue on
dollar.
heading into
30 na?
12
50 na?
but do they have time right now? And instant replay coming from our
குதிரையிலே முடிக்கிறான்.
for the finisher.
Yeah, man, Armand, super sharp shots, like a cowboy out here in Purgatory. Shut up, dude. Alright, next. Godlike Esports. I talked about recovery, and they're showing us recovery. 7 eliminations strong this time, not getting caught in a lot of this time, forcing the other squads to stay far away from themselves. A decent spot at Quarry. They don't have the vending machine on them, and this is going to be a little bit of a challenge if RNX takes the fight right to them, but RNX wants to protect their own
ஆனா அந்த பிக்கர் மட்டும் பாருங்க
defensive spot here as
நல்ல
well.
angle.
The circle closes in. Both squads waiting to see exactly where this next zone is going to be. As the rest of the players just slowly circle in, looking for a defensive place in this compound.
Alcido, great takedown. Another instant replay right now, and it is Flame. Despite the light zone on them, they were not facing at all. And, look, Marco, IC-80 in headshot, a couple of headshots, take down the opponents. It doesn't even have that much of not so much a pixel to work with. So I'm really loving how they're working at snipers, but it's still in the meta, so I think they're taking advantage of that.
Yeah, nobody told Marco that the AC-80 was nerfed. He's like, huh, what? It still works, man. Out of bots, though. Getting annihilated this time, a tad bit too early. Only 5 eliminations to their side, so that's not going to be great in terms of the chances to make that qualifier if they can't keep up the momentum. Extreme X out of the equation as well, a tad bit too early in the 8 spots. But Axie Sports now, I'm going to get away with the AWM play. Hoker backing away alongside Ashman, both of them splitting up, looking for a vending machine to recover the squad.
See if they can recover the squad real quick. Spending next part with elimination already heading the next phases. But they also might be seeing GG Instinct in there. Tiger losing HP. Not quite sure. I think he has been spotted by Divine already. And we know how Divine is. He will not let this go. Riptide Rhythm.
Almost put it on stop.
Or that's Morse that was triggered by Tiger, but it doesn't save him. And he might take it out.
Yeah. Arsh telling Divine, I've got my own car, bro. You get out of here. We will all drive into the sunset together. Tiger tagged up earlier on already with that M24, looking for that slow recovery. This is going to be tough for GG Instinct. Very aggressive plays, but that has brought them to a little bit of a halt here in terms of progress. Revenant X Spark potentially going to be catching them off. Tiger, barely any HP on him. It's eliminated by the circle. Unfortunate for the rest of the squads who could not pick up that elimination point, but unfortunate for DGI as well, as they don't get to circle. Hulk is going to get annihilated as well. Max down to their final player.
Well, let's see though. We're seeing Godlike
manpower.
Revive Mark. I don't think there's any chance for them to do so. Thus, they're just focusing on getting in position. On this side, it's Nancy putting a lot of pressure. But I think 2XD had a great deal in mind, trapping everyone into one corner. As well as the firepower they have, and now we are down to 3 teams.
Like going for the booyah. Once in my life, I'd get a prediction correct. If they get it. AC-80 souped up with the enhanced hammer. You gotta love that. As they circle around, no compound to play defense. But very smartly played with those glue walls. Riptide Rhythm breaking out the defenses of Godlike, forcing them back into the warehouse. And now 2XD with the backstab. Godlike in trouble. Or will they turn the table on to 2XD here on this gameplay?
M249 to break down the blue walls, but the thing, it is a table being turned against them. The blues closing in, and they're slowly inching onto the other side. Revenant Squad taking advantage of all this chaos, and they might be able to do it once again. Revenant Spark looking for back-to-back booyah, and there's nothing Godlike can do about it.
Another booyah.
And there's nothing Godlike can do about it.
This time, Revenant X Spark just showing everybody that they are not here to mess around. They are here to dominate a back-to-back booyah on the opening day of our play.
RNTX.
Looking for that recovery play. It was unfortunate for Godlike, who was looking for the booyah. Team 2XD messed that one up big time for them.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, I think Godlike was a little bit too passive as well on that final moment. The moment that the glue wall or the Riptide Rhythm take down their glue walls. And now that there's no one else to target, Revenant X Spark use a vehicle, and it has been used very plenty of time. And the first 2 maps that we've seen right now, that's what they are using to get close and take advantage and be the third party in that final battle.
I mean, Revenant X Spark showing us that they have got more than enough capability and consistency to make it through to our main week. And obviously that was very clear on paper, but being proven out there by this phenomenal squad. We didn't get to see the flashy, sniper plays of a Vincent this time around, but we didn't really need that because of the rotation, because of the tight plays off of their rushes. Reverend X Spark picking up big numbers, and in fact, Vincent went rushing on in together with them in that final moment, playing a rusher in his own accord as well. And Godlike Esports, a tad bit tickled by it for sure, but it was that recovery play that was very important for them. This time scoring 22 points with the 13 eliminations they pulled to their side.
Yeah, I mean, with that 22 points, they will be getting 27 total points. We know that they didn't get that much from the previous map, but Reverend X Spark, with that booyah and 30 points, it brings them closer to that 160 that you were talking about. They really want to bring it on. And what a show off to get a back-to-back booyah, but I do understand that's an advantage that they need to take right now. But looking at the bottom of the leaderboard or of this match standing, it's a good thing no one goes down with no points, but still, total winners, we're expecting a lot from them, but they're
कोई ना कैसे से फुटे फुटे
3 बंदे 120 ए देख लोगे
चल 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 अब चल
जावे मेरे पे चढ़ेगा राइट वाला
राइट वाला एक उधर राइट वाला नॉक है
वेंडिंग वाला
हां
ठीक है तुम लोग बाहर रहो
मैं थोड़ा
अबे नहीं बचा मोस्ट फिर बाकी निकल जाओ पीछे से टोकन देना अरे यार टोकन दो
நான் 11 டீமுக்கு
टोकन है यार कितना 1000 की से निकल जाओ नीचे निकाल डालो
நம்ம ஆளு ஒரு ஆட்டம் ஆனாப்ல ஈகிள்ல கசிய வச்சு 4 பேர் எடுத்தாரு கசியா அப்புறம் கொஞ்சம் ஆடுவாப்ல
Let's check out who the MVP of that game was. Once again, Reverend X Spark with the booyah, so it should be a player from the game was one.
ரொம்ப சங்கடம்
Once again, Reverend X Spark with the booyah, so it should be a player from their side. And this time, it's gonna be the sniper Winston, rocking the riptide rhythm of that Skylar. Moko Maro, typical sniper build, with one big difference. These players from South Asia really love those free fire coins. Susie brought in as well.
I do agree. It's because of the potential of bringing back their teammates, but they can use other passive skills as well, because we've seen that there's a little no chance for them to do it every time. But Vincent is the one who's always far away from the rest of the squad. Again,
சில டீம் மோக்கோ எடுத்து இதுல ஜோசப்பா சாடுறாங்க புதுசா இருக்கு பரவாயில்லை
distance. If in
நல்லா
the other three players will be taken out, you have that opportunity to pull away, whether a launch pad or a vehicle or a horse, from what we've seen earlier. Then that's where you save your team.
Yeah, you go riding into the back-to-back booyahs. This is working really well for him, and this time the quota doesn't disappoint, rocking in 6 eliminations, 5 knockouts for Gopuop.
Yeah, I mean, that is one thing. I mean, if you have information, you will be able to land those shots. But I do agree, from the earlier map, it didn't work that well. So it's still a 50-50 for that coda. But if you're already rocking that Diva, why not add in a Cassie as well? So that you will be stronger in front line if you want to dive in with Arsh. And we've seen that happen so many times. And Gopuop is one of the players who also is a
அங்க பாரு TW show your prime show your domination.
I'm very glad to see within the first zone in itself, we did not see any squads falter. We saw the recovery plays. We saw those revivals coming on through. And in that second circle, only one team went down. So this was a very heavy engagement game. But as the game continued on, we saw those numbers just thin down little. In that second circle, only one team went down. So this was a very heavy engagement game. But squads fall
down this map.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, circle analysis part, I'm very glad to see within the first zone in itself, we did not see any squads falter. We saw the recovery plays. We saw those revivals coming on through. And in that second circle, only one team went down. So this was a very heavy engagement game. But as the game continued on, we saw those numbers just thin down little by little. But towards the very end, Godlike and Revenant X Spark, I have to say, very consistent in terms of the eliminations that they picked towards the very end. And in that final circle, 5 eliminations for Revenant X Spark. They cleaned up house well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm really looking forward to them. How they can continue this on. It would be great if they can go as a booyah, just to start it off, and that would put them in put a lot of pressure as well if we see that preferred hot drop or preferred drop spot once again. Because if you look at it, if you're already winning this fight, you can either target Revenant X Spark or get away from them. They like tag those hot drops or those drop spots, then that's where everyone would be clearing away, steering away.
I mean, no doubt at all, right? Obviously, you want to take that hot drop up against Revenant X Spark. But the question is, do you want to play that big of a risk for yourself? Because Revenant X Spark is now working off of fumes, but a lot of adrenaline and confidence back-to-back booyah. They obviously do not want to be messed with, but it might just happen at the Intellect Center. But if anybody has got...
அங்க 2x நல்லா கேள்வி நினைக்கிறேன் இன்டராக்டிவ். ஆமா, எனக்கு செக்யூர் பண்ண ட்ரை பண்ணேன் மோஸ்ட்லி.
ஜீன்ஸ் டக்குனு லூட் அடிச்சு நான் லான்ச் போட்டு வரான்டா இல்ல டிஜே டக்குனு லூட் அடிச்சு லான்ச் போட்டு வரானான்னு தெரியல.
decent intellect on them, they will avoid. Booyah.
Most
But
GG
I
insect
am
வந்து
not too happy
boxing
with
remove
Revenant
பண்ணாங்கன்னா
Spark
அந்த
ripping
kill
it away
secure பண்ண
from
try
them, but I
பண்ணுவாங்க.
am still expecting Revenant Spark to be as hot as ever. A back-to-back Booyah is something I know not
ரெண்டு பேரும் first
just
class
is
இருக்காங்க.
you know
இல்ல, இல்ல.
very viable for them.
Neptune
They
நம்ம
are
second
looking
அடிச்சிருக்காரு.
for it,
most
Neptune.
stress பண்ணுவோம் first.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you can pull off 3 booyahs in this game, you have your matches, your numbers already set. And
Yeah.
Reverend X Park, we did mention at the beginning of this day that they have that prestige already on them. We've seen that
Yeah.
from last year. We've seen that in a recent tournament, and they're just continuing on. And the Spark is not being snuffed out.
Nah, I mean, and you find it funny, right? A spark should be very easy to snuff out. A big flame, a big bonfire, maybe it's a little bit tougher, but that exactly shows you exactly how strong these boys are, how capable they are on there on the battlefield. And it's very impressive to be consistent back to back and to have big numbers on these eliminations as you pull away these double booyahs is phenomenal of Revenant X Spark. Granted, this is the play-ins. Granted, this is not the strongest batch of squads that you are taking on, and the Southeast Asian squads are not in here to play just yet. So you can go out there and dominate quite a little bit. You might as well flex it. You might as well show off as much as possible. But can you remain consistent 3 games in a row? I think if you do pull that off, Revenant X Spark, it'll be a big slap onto the faces of all of these other squads. And I don't think they'll take a slap that easy, man. These South Asian teams, if there's anything, they do have a little bit of a fight in them. I am expecting this next match to be a little bit more gruesome than the previous one, Neptune.
Yeah, I mean, you did mention that Spark needs can be snuffed out easily. But
Yeah.
I looked up Revenant, and it's a person who returns, or something that returns. So if that Spark keep coming later on, it
Night
would be a
button,
blaze.
Adi.
So I guess that's what's coming up from Revenant X Spark right now. They
Yeah.
are non-stop. The Spark is
எனக்கு
non-stop,
தெரியாதுயா
and
தெளிவா
they
தமிழ்ல
are
சொல்லியா
always on fire. Thus, they're bringing that fire in Free Fire right now in the first 2 games.
You know,
Oh.
Revenant X Spark is like the
அதுக்கு மட்டும்
sparkler
use பண்ண
candle that you put
மாட்டாங்க.
on
welcome
those
பண்றதுக்கு use
birthday
பண்ணுவாங்க.
cakes where you blow it out and
Welcome
it doesn't go
பண்றது,
off, right?
start.
I mean, it goes off for a moment and then poof, it's back up with those revivals. You got to respect what they've been able to do so far, but you're heading into Nextera, and Nextera is just one of those maps which
Isa
is
mama.
unsuspecting, right? It does have some of those open grounds, but a lot of these defensive compounds
Yeah,
which
dude.
will give these spots
Patio.
Voglio farlo. Quello che lo
मुश्किल है
मुश्किल है तो क्या बोल रहा है खेलना
ट्राई कर ले
वैसे पीछे
there. So it's going to get gruesome. It's going to get a little bit competitive in next era for sure. Unless, of course, you're Reverend X Park and you just don't go down that easy. I hope we are cursing them enough here because I really want Godlike to pick up that Booyah finally. I've been predicting them 3 games in a row now, Neptune already. And again, I am still waiting.
I don't know. I mean, this is the last chance for me to give that prediction a hope. Because I think
Yep.
Reverend X Park didn't get my prediction from the get-go, and they got the
Yes.
Booyah. So if that is the case, for the next time that we will be predicting, I will not put them on the board, and probably that's the time. They just want to rub it in our faces right now that you
Maybe.
keep cheering us on. So let's not give you that opportunity.
And you know, you got to appreciate how Max Esports, you know, very silent but very consistent with their plays, and they're now already at the halfway point of finding what I think is going to be a decent number of points for you to pick up on one day of play in order to qualify for our week 2, right? Our main week of play. Because I'm looking at 160 points, which means 80 points minimum within one day of play. And Max Esports so far have clocked in a total of 41 points within 2 games. So they have maybe 1 or 2 games that they can throw, but obviously nobody's looking to do that. But you can never tell what's going to happen in a lobby like this. This is the Free Fire Max Asia Invitational, and the South Asia play-ins is absolutely gruesome. I expected Nextera to be that, but you know what I did expect as well was to see Purgatory bring in more eliminations, but it did definitely serve up well with 94 eliminations strong. Will we find more than 100 eliminations here at Nextera? I sure as hell hope so. For the 3rd game and the final game that you're going to hear Neptune and my voice casting before we welcome Crips and Lucifer in for the final 3 matches of the day. We hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let's go. It's Nextera time, baby, and the game starts now.
It's fast, it's unpredictable, but let's see if that's something that can be read out by the team as we start off from that flight path from Rushtown to Museum. And from what we've seen earlier, 3 teams are expected in Intellect Center, but I think they are making those change. They want to pull away from that hot drop, but let's see if they can survive from the get-go right now, especially as some of the teams are already dropping in early in this battle.
Yeah, boy, godlike. Booking a appointment up against Flame. Team 2XD is going to be dropping by Grav Labs. They are the ones taking my advice to avoid all engagements, hoping and praying that extra gravity is going to help them survive. But godlike losing Nancy very early on to that mini Uzi. Marco's going to get this one and punching his opponent right away. Beautiful recovery play off of godlike here. You're going to be able to find yet another. This squad just picked the wrong one to tickle very early on. Flame is fizzling out slowly. Left with Azoic all alone. But will Autobots be able to find that final shot onto him? Azoic does not know Autobots are right behind him.
Well, let's see though. I mean, he's waiting for that cooldown to happen on his Moors. Yogi already have spotted the general location or general direction that he has gone into, and now he's going silent. Nancy though, I think he did manage to go in the spot, and from both sides, godlike snuffed out that flame.
Yeah, godlike is saying thank you very much for not stealing our points away, Autobots. And obviously, out of the pen into the fire, sort of a situation for the Flame player. He had to choose one Predator, and godlike was that lucky one. Prince down on the ground, and here comes Reverend X Spark now with an opportunity to shut down yet another squad very early on. This time, a team from Pakistan. Total winners have not been winning many lobbies.
Definitely, I mean, even a gunfight, so there's a lot of doubt right now for total winners, but I do have them prediction, and hopefully they can fight back. And we are seeing Arsh pulling away from that engagement, doesn't want to be caught off guard. UAV onto them, and they pulled their own guess. Here comes Extreme X putting a pressure on them. Riptide Rhythm, I don't know if that takes down a few of the blue walls, but there goes a shot. Vincent didn't make it. That was an easy one if he just waited for a few seconds.
Vincent with a fake peek. And he got punished by Tucson for that. Vincent down on the ground now. Sejan's going to be pressured by Gopo up here. Has got the Mac 10 in his hands. Hey, Mac 7 turned around, man. What in the world was that play? Sejan still manages to get it, but Gopo Op drops him at the very same time. Tucson in here for the save. Sejan's going to get that elimination off of Gopo Op. Brilliantly done, but Sejan, he got me playing a heart attack here. Arsh gets shut down as well. Reverend X Spark losing that spark here up against Extreme X.
Yeah, when Goku up looks like just like me when I'm playing in Battle Royale. Accuracy was just on the knees down, not even on the headshot, on a CQC. So that's what we don't expect from pros just like this. Well, let's see if that can be changed later on. Probably it's the enclosed space that didn't give them the opportunity for that swipe up.
Oh yeah.
Let's see Extreme X right now encountering a little bit of max effort from the other side, but as we look into the battle, godlike, we thought that's going to win, met Autobots, and they lose out a lot. I think there's only 2 players remaining, and revive is needed for the team.
Man, Autobots just crushing it out there. And godlike, unfortunate to be the ones crushed in that engagement. They still do have 2 survivors though, and Nobita bringing Bakro and Yogi right back in here. Extreme X now booking an appointment up against Max Esports. 2 players down on the ground. The revival is in play. Extreme X will survive this encounter at the very least through that revival. And Flicker, the final player, is going to be fished off. There's just no way he survives this one with 4 players on the side of Max chasing after him.
And Max, again, really aggressive in the get-go, but despite of that, just GG Instinct right now taking lead, or rather it's godlike taking lead in this specific map because of the number of eliminations they have. But looking at how the scores is being taken by Max Esports, they're just looking for opponents being revived, keeping their distance from that vending machine to give an opportunity for the opponents, and they are ready to fight back.
Yeah, Tondeni Pal with Blue Hero all alone. Not sure what the play here is going to be. As the play just got revived. Hit list pulled out. And Blue God's in trouble. Man, Tondeni Pal's not gotten a break at all throughout the first 3 matches.
No, on the other side, Autobots is still on a roll. Again, similar to Max Esports, they're just waiting for vending machine. And now in Deca Square, there's plenty of opportunity to take a compound as well as go for a rotate as they are onto the edge. But Donde Nepal, a takedown has been done onto Blue Hero, and Ashborn finish him off. Now 5 elimination already for the team. They might be meeting a few more contenders in this area of Intellect Center, but the zone's closing in from that 0 to first phase of the circle. So that might force some of the teams to go in for the battle, and battle is already happening on this side of the map of Boxing Gym.
Absolutely, and GG Instinct. Instinctive plays have gotten them 6 eliminations so far. Powered up through power. 3 eliminations strong. Rest of them all pretty active at Boxing Gym. Just going to camp here for a little while before the circle drags them away. We've got the vending machine. Problem here at Boxing Gym is just too many entries in here.
Yep.
And they'll have to waste a lot of these glue walls trying to protect their spot. But thankfully, there's just nobody else around their compound for them to worry about at this point of time. Not so sure why that Moss was popped, but the stealth bites at least helps him sneak around his own compound, around his team members.
I don't know. Stealth bites really bites. Probably a misclick coming from power right there. But as we look at the map right now, we're just waiting for it to to close in and show us the next phase of the circle. One potential area that everyone can go into is Farmtopia. It's in the middle, and a lot of teams are scanning it out with those binoculars. But Max Esports is going back to Intellect Center. I think they want to guard that vending machine while still dealing with Reverend Next Spark, and they're still in the edge. A huge shift though for the rest of the squad up north, and they're heading into Twin Bridge.
Oh, Nancy's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Revenant X Spark just beside him. If I were you, Nancy, I'd get out of there. Revenant X Spark will not be messing around. They're looking for those big points once again, and Godlike need you on their side. Oh, Nancy spotted out. Nobody's going to take those shots just yet. Oh, thank goodness for the Godlike player. For the time being, they will survive. GG Instincts, on the other hand, picking up their 7th point here. Patlu down on the ground. Extreme X with a shot from afar. The VSS finding the connection. Patlu too far out in the open, so it's not going to be able to get to him. And Extreme X now have spotted their next victims, and they're approaching from this high ground advantage. But GG Instinct do have a defensive spot here at the gas station. Swaroop down on the ground. Power, time turner, advantage. Smart plays on the glue wall, but it's not going in for the save on to Swaroop, and he gets knocked down as well. Beautiful play from Extreme X. 2 extra points in the bag for them.
Yeah, I mean, a Flicker right there, switching it up with a VSK and AWM. He just have that firepower and accuracy from outside of that area. And that's just questionable on how they're treating that. They could have moved a little bit early, even knocked down on one of the players, and worked with the terrain and not just the glue walls. Because definitely the glue walls expose your path, and that's what Extreme X was aiming for. But for Godlike right now, well, it's not only the path that is being opened up, but also the airdrop that's in front of them. But Max Esports is trying to stop them, but will they be able to do so?
Yeah, Godlike looking for a little bit of extra loot here, but this is gonna be so risky, man. You are out in the open. Max Esports staring down at you. Honda Nepal Esports in the vicinity as well to take advantage, but Godlike backing away at the right time here. They've got a horse to depend on, and you gotta appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, let's see now. I mean,
You can hear the horse from.
You didn't mention about
You can bring the horse to the water. No, not the right time for that yet.
Not yet, not yet. Well, let's see. Remember next part.
Oh, this was going to be a big one.
Battle between 2 players, 2 teams from India, and this is one payback that Godlike has been looking for.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Nobita, M24, DSS in hand as well. Looking to break down those defenses. M79 in the hands of Gopu Op. This is going to be a tough one to fight. Close range combat. But Godlike blessed with the distance, and Vincent again with the AWM punishing from afar. Nobita, instantaneous triple glue wall to pick up their buddy here. And Godlike now knows that, okay, whoever that is, we don't want to mess with them for the moment.
Let's see, let's see. I mean, godlike in there, and it's not really something that you can do if you put in that a lot of shots in there from that distance, and you don't have that Moko. It doesn't do you that well. Unless you have that Moko, it gives more information for your snipers to deal with them, follow that path along with that marker, and then that's where it works best. But with skills that they have in that, it wouldn't work for them that much. Regan though, well, let's see if he can get away from Shoko, but the target would be the vending machine, and 1 or 2, the glue wall saves him, but is this enough? I don't think he has time to go for revive, and Shoko just pulls up a surprise against them.
Yeah, beautiful play from Shoko there. Riptide rhythming down those glue walls, making sure that revival's not going to be possible. Man didn't have enough to bring the whole squad back, but not a single revival pullback, all thanks to Shoko in that situation. Now Autobots out in the open, 10 elimination strong, looking for the RZX player. Raptor's going to be caught between 4 players, the rest of them nowhere near. And look at this, GG Instinct on the zipline right on top, and nobody gets shut down. In fact, Autobots up under a little bit of pressure. Johan pulling out the M590. Great time turner response, and he's going to be saved. Johan, on the other hand, a lot of trouble. Uses the time turner, gets the knockdown onto power, finally goes down. And GG Instinct arriving as the troublemakers, but ending up in trouble instead.
Oh, let's see, though. Tiger needs to recover, and even with that Superman, I don't think he'll be able to survive.
Predating the coins out there on the battlefield. That's the name of the game. Beautiful stuff. Extreme X flicker with the AWM shots. Jan finds a knock as well. The GG Instinct player is just not lucky enough to play that survival off of the revival, as Extreme X has the high ground on the bridge, and they are not afraid to use this advantage. In fact, he'll welcome more revivals at this point of time.
Let's see. I mean, revivals, if they have good opening on that vending machine, then that's what they will take advantage of right now. Max Esports, though, take advantage of the edge of the circle, trying to force RNX to move in against them, or probably go against the opponent who is inside its 2XD. But Eric not even faces shots from the other side. Time Turner has been used, and Godlike couldn't take advantage. Buzz missing out on those points.
Yeah, Godlike's focusing on the circle, and they're the closest one to it in comparison to Max Esports, who might take advantage here, but they are distracted to the players right behind. Beautiful opportunity for Godlike to find the circle here for themselves. Ines gets taken down, don't cry, still out there. And RNX, 2 players down, make that a final one surviving, but annihilated by Team 2XD at Twin Bridge. Beautiful play. They tried camping at that vending machine, but the revival just was not a possibility for them.
Yeah, and 2XD bringing back a couple of their teammates. 12 points already to them, but they need to hustle. They need to move in fast because they're losing a lot of real estate right now. Max is doing the same thing. Godlike, Ashborn managed to be taken down, and that's 1 down already out of Max Esports. This is all firepower being brought in by Godlike right now, and this forces Max Esports to stay outside of blue. And that wall UAV, I don't think that would save them. That would only prevent Godlike, but HP is being lost right now, and there goes Max out of the window.
Hey, Godlike in the tarve mudiyuma as they move on towards that final circle, finally making sure their backs are clear. But now the front, though, the pressure is on. Extreme X with a shot back to back, forcing the glue walls out of Godlike. Yogi down on the ground. The glue wall save. It's gonna be possible. Yogi back up on his feet. Amazing play. Extreme X do not get the Punisher and the extra point off of Godlike, but now under a tad bit of pressure. Revenant X Spark looking for the shot from afar as well. Team 2XD dropping in front of Extreme X, and they will get shut down player after player. And Revenant X Spark focusing on them as well.
Here comes crunch time. Right next part, making sure that they get all the points, pulling away from the engagement against Godlike, and now cooking nades against Extreme X. And they need a point right now if they want to continue the numbers that they have brought in from Game 1, Game 2, up until this point. For the next part, not only are they saving Glue Walls because of the cover they have out of this bags, they're putting pressure on both teams at the same time.
Uh-oh, Godlike being tagged. Revenant X Spark, not a lot on the eliminations this time round, but Godlike will be helped out here. The players on the back. Oh! Extreme X, one extreme shot, flicker, flicking, go pull up down. The pickup is possible, and Extreme X just have not completed this run just yet, and now Godlike putting the pressure onto Extreme X. This shot from Yogi, putting one player down in a little bit of trouble, but Godlike not going in for the full on commitment. They want to guarantee the booyah here for themselves. Perhaps this is that game.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, it's more of the time right now. It's taking advantage of the position they have to take down either Extreme X or beat down, reduce the numbers of Revenant X Spark. But Revenant X Spark is not slowing down. They get into that rooftop. That'll be spotted by Godlike right now, but that might reduce the numbers before Godlike